Hello, and welcome to me showing you how to blow things up, kill people, and otherwise just cause mayhem. As you can see behind me, I've already gotten started on the festivities. So basically what I'm going to do in this quick episode is show you how to make a trap like this. It's actually pretty simple, and it's incredibly ruthless and just horrible to do to people. So don't do it to anybody. Or if you do, I didn't condone it. So I'm gonna bring the HUD back up here and go back to survival mode. Now, obviously, like, this is just a pit over here. Anybody can do that with TNT. Well, I'm going to show you how you can do it. Turn it into a trap that is pretty much near undetectable and pretty lethal and extremely flexible. So right here, what we've got is this fence posts, and now the fence posts they're kind of only here to show me exactly where this trap is laid out. So I put them down so I wouldn't forget when I came to actually record this, because as you can tell, I mean, do you see anything? Any signs that this area may be dangerous? So just to show a quick mechanic, maybe you've already figured it out. If I dig here, nothing happens. If I dig here, nothing happens. I lost it. If I dig here, well, it's quite possible that I've lost my trap. Haha. Oh, wait, no, I haven't. Yeah. That's how undetectable it is, that even I lost it there. So, pretty much, I'm going to show you how to do that. And I will just quickly fly back to where I was now. Alright, yeah, so from above you can clearly see the devastating results of this trap. So, actually, that crater's quite a bit bigger than the other one, but yeah, that was pretty much an instant death for me, and there was no way for me to see it coming. So if you haven't figured it out already, you're probably wondering how I did that. So I'm going to show you right now, actually. I will grab some fences, because I don't want to actually lose it again like I did before there. That was actually lucky I found it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a 4 deep hole, and this can be in any shape. So what I did before was a 4x4. That's what that previous crater was from. So, and this is, to me, I think a 4x4 square is about the size that you need for it to be lethal. You can just cause mass destruction with it as well, but I mean, that's not quite as fun now, is it? So you're going to build this 4x4 square by 4, so it's actually a cube. And again, the dimensions, the width and length are not important. It's the depth of 4 blocks deep that is actually important here. So on the first layer, I'm just going to fill it with TNT. And now in survival mode, and this is a trap that has to be placed carefully, because it does take a lot of TNT. It's kind of hard to get that much in legitimate survival if you wanted to do this, say, on a server to somebody. Now, you're going to cover that with grass or sand or some other extremely weak block, and then cover it with a pressure plate, and then just cover the top back up. I'm going to mark it just so I can see it. Now obviously, whenever you cover this top, you want to cover it with whatever the natural substance around is. So in this case it's grass. As I'll show you later, you can do it in someone's house. In that case, you might want to use, say, wood planks if that's what their floor is. Basically, if you use the right material, it is completely undetectable. So again, if these fence posts were here, would you have any idea that something was lurking for you? No, you would not. So now you can't trigger this in creative because you don't get block drops. So go back to survival. Basically how it works, you break a block. Because it falls straight down, you can't pick it up while you're standing next to it. It falls onto the pressure plate, which you previously didn't know was there, and ideally the person doesn't realize until it's too late, and it triggers the TNT below and they're killed. So I'm gonna run away because I know it's there. So, you know, quite a sizable explosion there from 4 TNT. This just actually creates way more damage than killing power, but you can modify it to create killing power as well. So, never fear, you can still kill people. So, let's just think about this for a second. I'm not actually sure I want to game mode yet. Now, of course, the larger the TNT radius, the more chances there are that you will kill somebody or just, you know, create the damage that you're looking for. But let's think about some practical applications here for this specific trap. You can create boundary lines and say, all right, I don't want anybody to dig past this area. I don't know exactly why you would want to do that, but here we've just got this straight line set up, rigged up, and if I dig out this one block, I'm done. You know, so quite a bit of damage there. That, and you know, I've never used that effectively, but it could be used in some cases. Basically, the concept is, you know, coming here and then you digging, and as soon as you get to here, it's too late. You explode. So, I think I will game mode one more time just to give you a quick idea, since I'm not sure it was easy enough to see before, how you would go about building this. Basically what it looks like underground is you've got the TNT block on top, pressure plate on top of that, and then a final block on top of that. Probably grass works best. So again, it looks exactly like this underground, except surrounded on all four sides. And that is a key element, because from the side you can disarm it. That is possible. I'm sure there's ways to make it harder to disarm, and from the bottom you can disarm it. So really the uses to this are limited to an area where you know somebody's going to dig down. Now, where might that be? Well, let's look here at this conveniently placed house. And I'm going to come in the side door. Let's say someone's built a nice house here, and this basement is actually not pre-dug for them. So, you know, once again, just a survival multiplayer possibility, and this is a great way to mess with people. And just, I don't know, for some reason, if you want to be really horrible, I suggest doing this. So what you've got here is this this basement. You know, what do people do once they get a nice house established? They build a basement to it to start their mine. So what you do, you tear out the floor, stack down here with TNT, which, depending on their size of their house, may be more or less practical. I would still recommend using something like dirt down here, because it's just going to make it in general a whole lot easier. Oops. And now, in survival, I should mention, the actual building of this can get a bit more complicated, because you've got to, you know, try to not step on the pressure plates, and you can't fly or anything. But I mean, you get the idea. That would just be something that you would have to figure out as you actually want to do this. You know, how you would do it without setting it off yourself. But for time's sake, I'm just gonna finish it up and replace the floor with what it was before. Bam. Alright, so it looks exactly the same as it was before. And I mean, everybody knows this trick where you just throw pressure plates on top of everything. I mean, you kind of expect something there. At this point, when somebody walks in, they have no idea what might be under their house. So once again, I come in here, oh, I'm going to build a basement. And this is even more deadly perhaps, because what are the chances someone's going to expect this while they're digging? So I just do that. Run away! Because I know. And they either watch their house get exploded, or they die in the process too and come back and find there's nothing left. So this is quite a cruel trick here, and you better be ready for some consequences if you actually pull this off. But it can be quite satisfying if you make it work. So I don't need a game mode for this. Alright, yes I do, now that I think about it. So that's practical use number 1 for this trap. Practical use number 2, a little bit, well, I shouldn't say more friendly, but a little bit more possible, something that could happen without you getting in trouble, basically, is the use that this could be put to in adventure maps. So, and any kind of really hard style map, you set something up like this, maybe obsidian instead of bedrock to give it away a little bit less, but ooh, there's a diamond block there, I really want that. You can't dig through. So obviously the only way to get through is to dig out these grass blocks, and that looks simple enough, so you know there's got to be a trap there. But really, when you look into it, I mean, what way around it is there? If it's built correctly, there's no way under it because there's bedrock. There's no way around, so you've pretty much got to do this. So I mean, you just settle in, you dig out the block. What could happen? Oh, you see the pressure plate? You gotta run. But if it's done right, you can get killed from quite a distance. So I will I'll head back there so that you can see just exactly how much that destroyed. And again, it's all in how it's rigged up. It can be rigged up to any shape. Coming back in now, you see quite a bit is destroyed. So what I did actually to set that up, there were not pressure plates underneath all of the TNT, but because I wasn't expecting someone to dig in all those places. However, there was TNT up to about here, just kind of scattered throughout the stone, so that the TNT that was under here set it off as a chain reaction. So pretty crafty. You'll come back, the diamond block is still there. It would be kind of fun to make it so that the diamond block exploded, but I guess in this case you suffer a horrible death, but you do have some reward when you get back. So yeah, that's this first trap that I've got. I don't really have a name for it, but it's the pros. It's basically it's undetectable. It's very damaging. It's fairly lethal. The cons, takes a lot of resources to make. Takes a lot of skill to pull off effectively, because it is vulnerable from below and from the sides, so you have to place it in a way that somebody is going to dig into it the way you expect. So it takes some strategic planning to pull this off, and probably the final other con is it's not quite as lethal as you might want it to be, and yet it can get you in a lot of trouble if it's a server that doesn't like griefing or PvP. But a lot of fun with this one. It's probably one of my favorite traps that I've ever seen or come up with, just because it is so undetectable. And that's it. Ooh, this adventure map is so hard, and there's just mobs everywhere. And ooh, if I could get that diamond block, I'd probably have all the tools and stuff that I needed. I'll just oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oopsies. My bad. Alright, adios guys.